Welcome to Infidelity Love, where passion meets forbidden desires. Love isn't always black and white. Sometimes it lives in the shadows of temptation. Welcome to Infidelity Love, the ultimate channel for gripping romance, deep emotions, and untold stories of love, betrayal, and passion. From forbidden affairs to heart-wrenching choices, we bring you addictive, emotional, and suspenseful love stories that will keep you hooked from start to finish. Subscribe now and step into a world where love isn't always perfect, but it's always unforgettable.
Once upon a time, there was a woman named Hollace. Hollace was a beautiful lady with long brown hair and soft blue eyes. She was married to a man named Weller. Weller was a tall man with a kind face. He worked very hard at his job in the city while Hollace stayed at home. They lived in a small yellow house with white windows. People in the town thought Hollace and Weller were a happy couple. But deep inside, Hollace was not happy. She felt lonely because Weller was always busy at work. He left early in the morning and came back very late at night. One sunny day, a man named Brance moved into the house next to Hollace. Brance was a young man with dark curly hair and a sweet smile. He was very friendly and kind. Every morning, he would wave at Hollace and say, "Good morning, pretty lady." Hollace smiled back. She felt happy because someone noticed her. Days turned into weeks. Hollace and Brance started talking. They talked about flowers, the weather, and how the birds sang in the morning. Weller never noticed that Hollace was always smiling when she was near Brance. One day, Weller came home early. He brought Hollace a box of chocolates, but when he got to the door, he saw something strange. Brance and Hollace were sitting very close in the garden, laughing and holding hands. Weller felt his heart break, but he didn't say a word. He went back to his car and drove away. That night, Hollace waited for Weller to come home. She called him, but he didn't answer. Brance came to check on her. He brought her a cup of hot milk and said, "Don't worry, I'm here." Hollace didn't know what to do. She loved Weller, but Brance made her feel special. She started thinking of Brance more and more. The next morning, Weller still didn't come home. Hollace sat by the window and cried. Brance came and wiped her tears. "Hollace," he said softly, "you don't have to be sad. You deserve to be happy." Hollace looked into his eyes. Her heart felt confused. She didn't know if she should wait for Weller or start a new life with Brance. Suddenly, there was a loud knock at the door. Knock, knock, knock. Hollace's heart jumped. Who could it be? She opened the door slowly, and there stood Weller's sister, Mavis. Mavis was a serious woman with sharp eyes. She looked at Hollace and said, "I know everything, Hollace. You think you can hide from me? Where is my brother?" Hollace's hands shook. She looked back at Brance, then at Mavis. I don't know," she stammered. Mavis stepped into the house and closed the door. "I saw you with that man. You are breaking my brother's heart." Hollace began to cry. Brance tried to speak, but Mavis raised her hand and said, "Stay out of this, stranger." Then Mavis pulled out a small piece of paper from her bag. "Read this," she said. It was a letter from Weller. It said, "Dear Hollace, I saw you with him. I loved you, but maybe you never loved me back. I'm leaving for a while. Don't look for me." Tears rolled down Hollace's face. She felt cold. She held the letter close to her chest and cried harder. Brance stood there, silent. Mavis gave them both a long, angry look and walked out of the house. And from that day, everything changed. Hollace didn't know where Weller had gone. Brance tried to stay close to her, but deep inside, Hollace felt empty. She couldn't sleep. She couldn't eat. The house felt quiet and lonely. And then, one night, someone knocked on the door again. Knock, knock, knock. Hollace's hands shook as she walked to open it. Was it Weller? Was it Mavis again? Was it someone else with more bad news? She opened the door slowly. Hollace opened the door slowly. Her heart was beating fast like a drum. Boom, boom, boom. When the door opened, she saw a man standing there. But it wasn't Weller. It was a tall man with a black hat. His face was half covered by the dark night. He spoke in a deep, slow voice. "Are you Hollace?" the man asked. Hollace nodded. "Why yes," she whispered. The man gave her a small note and said, "He asked me to give this to you." Before she could ask who, the man turned and walked away, disappearing into the darkness. Hollace shut the door quickly. Her hands were shaking as she opened the note. It said, I'm watching you. Stop what you're doing before it's too late. Hollace screamed. Brance rushed in from the kitchen. What happened? What's wrong? Hollace showed him the note. Brance read it and his face turned pale. Who sent this? Was it Weller? I don't know, Hollace cried. I don't know who it was. Brance hugged her tightly. Don't be scared. I will protect you. But deep inside, Hollace felt scared. Was Weller hiding somewhere? Was someone else watching her? The next morning, Hollace went to the backyard to get some fresh air. She saw something strange under the big tree. A small box was sitting there. She picked it up carefully. Inside the box was a broken necklace, Weller's necklace. Her eyes filled with tears. She knew it was his. He wore it every day. But why was it broken? Why was it there? Where was Weller? She looked around the backyard, but nobody was there. Later that evening, Brance came over again. He brought dinner and tried to make her laugh. They sat on the couch, eating and talking. Suddenly, Hollace's phone rang. Ring, ring, ring. It was an unknown number. She picked it up slowly. Hello. A voice whispered, "You'll regret this, Hollace." And then the line went dead. Hollace dropped the phone. She started crying again. Brance held her close. We should leave this town, he said. We can go far away, start a new life, forget about Weller. But Hollace wasn't sure. She felt lost. She still loved Weller deep inside. But Brance was kind and made her feel wanted. Then there was another knock at the door. Knock. 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 This time it was louder. Brance grabbed a stick and said, "Stay here. I'll check." He opened the door, and there stood a woman, a stranger. She had red hair and wore a long green coat. She looked very angry. "Is this the home of Hollace Weller?" the woman asked. Brance didn't answer. He just stared. The woman stepped inside and pointed at Hollace. "You don't know me," she said, "but I know you. I have something you need to hear." Hollace's hands were shaking again. Who are you?" she asked. "I'm Dessa," the woman said, her eyes burning with anger. "I was Weller's secret, and you destroyed both of us." Hollace gasped. What? Brance dropped the stick. "What do you mean?" Dessa smiled coldly. "You thought you were the only one with a secret. Weller was cheating too. With me." Hollace felt like the room was spinning. Her legs felt weak. Brance held her up. "Is this true?" he asked. Dessa nodded. "But now he's missing, and I think you did something to him." Hollace shouted. "I didn't. I swear I didn't." Dessa stepped closer. "Then where is he? If you didn't hurt him, who did?" Silence filled the room, and then another knock at the door. Knock. 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 Everyone froze. Brance whispered, "Now what?" Knock. 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 The room went quiet. Nobody moved. Hollace's heart was beating fast again. Brance looked at Dessa. "Were you expecting someone?" Dessa shook her head. "No." Slowly, Brance walked to the door. He opened it just a little and peeked outside. A small brown envelope was sitting on the floor. No one was there. Brance picked up the envelope and brought it inside. "It has your name on it," Brance said, handing it to Hollace. Her hands shook as she opened it. Inside was a photo of Weller, tied up in a dark room. His face was bruised, his eyes full of tears. On the back of the photo, there were 4 words. "You took what's mine." Hollace screamed. Dessa covered her mouth. "Who would do this?" she asked. Brance looked around the room. "We need to call the police." But when he reached for his phone, it was gone. "I left my phone right here," he shouted. Dessa checked her pockets. "Mine too. It's missing." Hollace's eyes filled with tears. Someone was in here. Someone took our phones." They all ran to the windows and doors. Every lock was still in place. No sign of anyone breaking in. Brance looked out the window. "Wait, look there." A shadow moved behind a tree in the yard. Brance grabbed a flashlight and ran outside. Hollace and Dessa waited by the door. The house felt cold and dark. The only sound was the clock ticking. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Suddenly, Brance shouted from outside, "I found something." The 2 women rushed out. Brance was holding a small box. Inside the box was a phone. It was Weller's phone. Hollace took it and turned it on. There was one new video. She clicked on it. Weller appeared on the screen. His face was pale, his eyes full of fear. He spoke slowly. "Hollace, if you're watching this, I'm sorry for everything. I made a mistake. I wasn't faithful. I hurt you. And now, someone's after me. Someone dangerous. Please, stay away from Brance. He's not who you think he is. The video cut off. Hollace dropped the phone. No, no, no. She looked at Brance. Brance's face changed. His sweet smile was gone. You weren't supposed to see that, Brance said, his voice deep and cold. Dessa stepped back. Brance. What's going on? Brance laughed softly. I didn't want it to be this way. I wanted Hollace to forget Weller. I wanted her to leave with me, but now I have no choice. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small, sharp knife. Hollace screamed. Dessa grabbed Hollace's hand. Run. Dessa shouted. They turned and ran back into the house. Brance chased after them. The night was filled with screams, heavy footsteps, and the sound of doors slamming. And then, another knock at the door. Knock. 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 Who could it be this time? Was it help? Or someone even worse? Knock. 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 The sound was loud this time. It felt like the whole house was shaking. Hollace and Dessa were hiding inside a small room under the stairs. They held their breath as Brance walked past, holding the sharp knife. His face looked angry. His eyes were wild. Come out, Hollace, Brance called. We can still fix this. But Hollace knew he was lying. Dessa whispered, we need to get out of here. Hollace nodded, tears in her eyes. But how? Suddenly, another knock came, louder, harder. Bang. 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 Brance turned to the door. Who's there? He shouted. There was no answer. He moved to the door, his knife still in his hand. Slowly, he opened it. Outside stood a tall man in a long black coat. His face was hidden in the dark. I came for Hollace, the man said in a deep voice. Brance gripped the knife tighter. Who are you? The man took a step forward. You don't need to know my name, but if you don't let her go, you'll be sorry. Brance laughed. Get lost, old man. Before Brance could close the door, the man raised his hand holding a small silver gun. I don't miss, the man said calmly. Brance froze. His hand dropped to his side. The knife fell to the floor. Inside the room under the stairs, Hollace whispered to Dessa. Who is that? I don't know, Dessa replied. But maybe he can help us. They waited in silence. Then a voice called out. Hollace, it's safe now. Come out. It was the man. Hollace opened the door slowly and peeked out. Brance was lying on the floor, his hands tied. The silver gun was on the table. The man looked at her. Are you okay? Hollace nodded. Who are you? The man sighed. My name is Grailson. Weller sent me. Dessa stepped forward. Weller. Is he okay? Grailson's face turned sad. He's alive. But not for long. He's somewhere hidden. And we don't have much time. Hollace's heart broke. Where is he? Take me to him. Grailson shook his head. It's not safe yet. There's someone else. Someone worse than Brance. Someone pulling the strings. Dessa's eyes grew wide. Who? Before Grailson could answer, the power went out. Darkness. Silence. And then, a loud scream from upstairs. Everyone froze. Who was that? The power went out. The house was dark and quiet. Then, a scream from upstairs. Hollace grabbed Dessa's hand tightly. Grailson pointed his flashlight up the staircase. Stay behind me, he whispered. They slowly went up. The house creaked with every step. The air felt cold. When they reached the top, they saw a woman standing by the window. Her face was hidden by long hair. Who are you? Grailson asked. The woman turned slowly. It was Weller's sister, Lorna. Her eyes were red from crying. I didn't mean for this to happen, she sobbed. I just wanted to protect my brother. Hollace stepped closer. Where is Weller? Lorna pointed to a small room. He's here. But he's not well. They rushed to the room. There, on a small bed, lay Weller. He was weak, his face pale. Hollace cried and knelt beside him. I'm so sorry, Weller. Weller opened his eyes slowly. Hollace, forgive me. I hurt you. I cheated. I was wrong. Hollace held his hand. I made mistakes too. But now, we fix this. Grailson nodded. It's time to stop hiding. Time to make things right. Brance was taken away by the police. Dessa forgave Hollace and promised to stay by her side. Lorna apologized for keeping Weller hidden. And slowly, the pain began to heal. Secrets can destroy lives. When people lie, cheat, and hide the truth, They hurt not only themselves but also the people they love. It's better to be honest, faithful, and kind. Love is strong, but lies are heavy. No one wins when hearts are broken by secrets. Forgiveness is powerful, but trust is precious. Always choose truth, because no matter how dark a secret is, one day, it will come to light.
Thank you for watching. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching and supporting my videos. Your time, your comments, and your love mean everything. Every view, like, and share keeps this channel alive, and I couldn't do it without you. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps bring even more passionate, emotional, and unforgettable love stories to life. Stay tuned for more drama, romance, and unexpected twists. Until next time, keep loving, keep feeling, and keep watching. Much love, Infidelity, love.